Last month, I uploaded a video about how I went from bronze to mythic on a new account, sharing practical tips to level up faster. This time, I grinded again but on squad fight, starting at the lowest rank up until the highest rank. This video, I'll share again practical tips and strategies to efficiently climb the ranks and improve your overall gameplay. As you can see, the stats for squad fight are still 0. I'll try my best to keep a 100% win rate and a high KD as much as possible. I've reached the leaderboards both in BR and squad fight on my main account, and based on my personal experience, it's a lot harder to win in squad fight, especially once you reach the leaderboards. Just like in BR, most of your opponents in the lower ranks are bots and less real players, so ranks starting from bronze to platinum are not that challenging. I only have limited options for the guns that I can use, so I use this chance to level up other weapons to unlock more attachments before we encounter real players in the higher ranks. I haven't lost a single game until I encountered some cheaters at diamond rank. I only reported the Emma, but it turns out his teammate was also a cheater. And to those players who still rely on underhanded tactics like this, just play fair, practice, and naturally get better at the game. In squad fight, you'll receive 800 cash in the first round. You can either spend this to buy a secondary pistol, most probably the Magnum, or just keep it. In my case, I always choose to save it. I just loot guns on my enemies or my teammates. The reason why I save it is it serves as a backup for the next round. You'll receive 300 cash for every kill, 100 cash for every assist, 2,500 cash for a round loss, and 3,500 cash for a winning round. You can buy a loadout for 3,000 and a normal armor for 400. So even if you lose on round 1, you can still buy a loadout and also a shield if you manage to secure at least a single kill or even an assist. This is why it's important to finish knock enemies even if you're not the one who gets the kill. Having enough cash for a loadout and an armor is important, especially in round 2 if you want to stop the enemy team's momentum. Aside from saving money for a loadout and an armor, if you have extra cash, you should also consider getting a revival kit just in case you'll have teammates who won't even bother to revive you. And also consider buying flash and smoke grenades. Like for example in this clip, I use smoke grenades to block enemy vision so we can push without getting shot. I also use kinda skill for scouting enemies and also for slowing them down, making them easy targets. And speaking of strikers, the best strikers to use for squad fight in my opinion are those strikers with lower cooldown on their skills, skills with extra charges, and those strikers with skills that can help the team secure good position. Like for example Nova, Kinda, Emma, Jack, Katya, Val, and Zero. Out of all these strikers, I think Kinda is the most useful striker because of her skills. Her primary skill slows down enemies, making them unable to sprint, and it also reveals their location upon impact. Her second skill, the scouting arrow, reveals enemy location within a specific area. Her skill benefits the entire team. Here's another example. I initially use smoke grenades to block their vision, then I place a scouting arrow on the ceiling to scan enemies hiding behind the walls, as well as on the rooftop. The scouting arrow can be destroyed, that's why if you're up against Kinda, you should immediately destroy the arrow to keep them from knowing your location. This is basically how I initiate most of my fights. Another important tip is to try and take control of the center of the map. Here in this clip, the enemy team did not push or take control of the center and they just stayed near where they spawned. I don't really recommend this one because once the zone begins to shrink, they'll be forced to move out of their positions, leaving them with no cover, making them easy targets. It's okay to camp, but at least do it in a position where you'll not be at a disadvantage when the zone begins to shrink. Another important tip is to know how to utilize the flag. This is the perfect counter for enemies who likes to camp or to those players who just like to move around the map. Successfully taking the flag lets you win the round even if there's still enemies remaining. Taking the flag takes a bit of time. It also reveals the number of players occupying the flag. You can use this to pressure enemies to come to you, and it's really useful especially in 1v1 fights. Next, learn to isolate fights. In squad fight, there are times where you'll end up as the last player standing on your team against an enemy team with 3 to 4 players left. Your chances of winning are low if you fight all of them at the same time. Like for example in this clip, There are 3 enemies remaining and I noticed that they are a bit scattered, so I tried to knock one down as fast as possible before they can group up. The second one's approaching, so I quickly reposition and throw in a scouting arrow so I can see the exact location of the enemy. In most cases, the last player standing usually gets nervous, because imagine it was a 3v1 situation, then suddenly you're the only one left standing on your team. And as you can see, I haven't even healed up yet, and this Zero is hesitating to commit a fight, so I use this chance to heal up, use another scouting arrow to gain an advantage, and secure the kill.
Reloading.
Aside from the addition of the flag and squad fight, they also added another feature, and that is the last stand duel. This is only possible if both teams are tied with 3 wins. In most cases, I like to go first to gain momentum, and there's also a chance I might not be able to play if I'm not first, especially if I have good players on my team. Once the duel starts, you'll be given cash more than enough to buy a loadout and a purple armor. For the remaining cash, I usually go for flash grenades as they are very useful in 1v1 fights, and also inhalers to heal up quickly.
Changing mag. Stay out of sight.
After winning a round, heal up quickly and reload your weapons, because if not, you'll only be able to reload and heal up once the next round starts. And that's a problem if your enemy rushes to attack you while you are still unprepared.
Enemy detected. Coordinates exposed.
Next are the best guns that you should use in squad fight. The meta guns in squad fight are a bit similar to BR, but mid-range guns are more useful in squad fight. For the assault rifles, I highly recommend the AUG, QBZ, MCX, FN2000, and the Spear, and UMP for the SMG. I would have used the Bison and INP9 with their bass attachments, but I haven't unlocked them yet in this other account. After playing 79 games for 2 days, I finally reached Legend and only lost 2 games. And one of those was against cheaters, and I got paired with AFK teammates for the other game. Did you find any of these tips helpful? Comment down your thoughts, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.
Double kill.